Right now I'm going to share with you the testimony of an incredibly brave Australian midwife, Adsett. She's been a midwife for 14 years and she's put everything on the line to tell the inquiry today about her experiences of babies born alive and left to die in her hospital. I can't underscore how brave she is to do this. A senior obstetrician at her hospital was there in the room and then gave testimony straight after Lou, denying that this even happens and that babies are not left to die and that there's no need for protection. So for Lou to do what she did today was incredibly brave. She's obviously put it all on the line, and I just want to thank her from the bottom of my heart, because I know that in doing what she's done, she's risking her job, she's risking her personal and professional security, and who knows what will happen, you know. So I'm really going to ask you to share this video far and wide, because everybody needs to hear Lou's testimony today of Queensland babies born alive, left to die discarded on metal kidney dishes or plastic dishes, which Lou calls witches' hats, and it will just blow your mind. I'm sorry that it's going to be distressing for you to watch this video, but it's really important.
Thank you.
Morning. I'd like to thank you, Chair and committee members, for allowing me to speak to this public hearing about the babies born alive after abortion. First and foremost, I'm a mother of 3 girls. Secondly, I'm a clinical midwife who's worked in maternity and birth suite units for approximately 14 years. I currently work in a birth suite unit where my role and the role of my midwife colleagues is to ensure women and babies receive safe, effective care to prevent harm and adverse outcomes from occurring. This includes death. We are skilled in resuscitation of mothers and newborns. We also provide care to mothers who have lost their babies in utero unexpectedly. Over the last few years, however, the midwives within the unit have been required to provide care for women who do not want their babies. And the fact is that these babies are perfectly healthy with no abnormalities. These are social terminations for psychosocial or financial reasons. And because of the Termination of Pregnancy Act 2018, women can access a termination at any gestation for any reason. The only difference is that after 22 plus 1 weeks gestation, there must be 2 medical officers to approve the abortion, and the baby is killed via feticide and delivered by the midwives as stillborn. I am a conscientious objector when it comes to providing care for women aborting their babies. However, I have provided care for many women who have unfortunately lost their babies at similar gestations to those who are now getting abortions for any reason at any gestation. I'm also happy to make myself available to hold a baby who was born alive after an abortion. Sadly, in the birth suite unit in my hospital, where every new birth is celebrated and protected, there has been an increase in numbers of social terminations at later gestations, and this is now common. We have had babies born alive after terminations from 15 to 22 weeks, born alive, gasping for air, moving and having a palpable heart rate, fighting for their lives as we are humans designed to do. From what I've directly witnessed or been told by my colleagues who have been present at the time, these babies were alive from anywhere from 2 to 20 minutes to 3 to 5 hours. Parents of these babies who are born alive after abortion do not want to see or hold them. This means the only person left who could possibly hold them is a midwife or a nurse. If this were a pregnancy loss of a wanted baby, the mother and father would usually comfort that baby while the baby was alive until they pass. In a termination of pregnancy where the baby is unwanted, babies are sometimes born into witches' hats or kidney dishes and taken out of the room immediately at the parents' wishes. If alive after abortion, the bereavement midwife or a regular midwife providing care for the woman holds the baby until the baby stops gasping, moving, or no longer has a palpable heart rate. Sometimes babies born alive after an abortion are put into witches' hats and are covered, taken out of the room, and die while in that witch's hat. This is distressing to many of the midwives, as they are unable to provide any medical care for the baby, but are limited to providing comfort care only, which is merely wrapping and holding the baby. We are so often short-staffed, and some of the time midwives and doctors will provide this care for the terminated baby while caring for labouring women. At times, we've had women who have lost their babies at term, which is a gestation of 37 weeks onward, in the room next to women who are terminating their babies, unwanted babies. To give you a first example, a mother made a decision to abort her baby at 21 plus weeks gestation. The process began in the morning with misoprostol given throughout the day. The process took all day, and the baby was only delivered during the early hours of a night shift, where skeleton staff was on duty. This baby moved vigorously, gasped for breath, and had a palpable heart rate. To make it clear, this baby was alive. It was over 400 grams, so the baby was a good weight. The parents of this baby did not desire to see or hold this baby. Midwives and doctors were left holding this little life while they continued to provide cares for other women who were birthing and welcoming their babies into the world. This baby boy fought for his life for 5 hours before taking his final breath. This is not an uncommon occurrence. Just recently, a mother decided to abort her baby at 19 weeks. The same misoprostol regime was started, and this little baby was born alive again, moving, gasping for air, and having a palpable heart rate, and once again, over 400 grams. This was a busy shift, and the midwife who took over care from the bereavement midwife when this baby was delivered was distressed and shocked that the baby was alive at 19 weeks and could not hold it. The baby was taken to the pan room, and as the mother declined to hold that baby, even knowing it was alive. The midwife who was providing care for this baby and mother who was terminated was also providing care for another lady who had decided to terminate her baby at a later gestation and had a feticide. As this was a busy shift and we were short-staffed, it was suggested that this little baby put into the dirty pan room and covered and be left on its own to take its final breaths alone. As the baby kept on breathing for longer than anticipated, thankfully another midwife was able to hold the baby while doing work until the baby took its final breaths. This baby was alive for almost 3 hours. These are just two of many examples that occur, not only in birth suites that I work in, but birth suites across Queensland. These accounts, which I tell you, I was either on shift or my colleagues have told me about their experiences. My colleagues are very often distressed about what they've seen and participated in, as am I. These babies deserve better. They deserve to have the same rights that all of us human beings have. And I hope that the Live Births Bill will be the first of many steps taken to protect and give the rights to babies born alive after abortion. I thank you for your time and for listening.
Thank you, Louise, and thank you very much, Mr. Norman. How long have you been a midwife, Louise? Can I ask?
14 years.
It's a really difficult and sensitive subject, no doubt, to talk about. Most members here know that my previous career, I've been a paramedic for 30 years and been able to deliver a number of really beautiful babies. And then I just wanted to ask the question, sometimes not related to termination or abortion. Some people have delivered a baby that I've been to, very, very young, 16 weeks, 18 weeks, really difficult, sensitive, emotional time for the parents, where, you know, the baby's not viable, doesn't breathe. What do you say to that? If you take out termination of pregnancy, where people spontaneously give birth, you know, in the second trimester, or what? Do you see where I'm coming from there? A lot of people do, not a lot, but a number of people will have a baby spontaneously.
Yes.
What do we do there?
Place the mother on the baby's chest.
Yep.
For comfort, so that, because that's all the baby knows is their mother.
Yeah. Even if the baby's not breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree, 100%. It's a really emotional and sensitive time. Thank you for that.